Holy crap. I tell you what, even though I'm a VR veteran now and I've got a lot of hours in VR, a lot of hours, especially flying, but this kind of experience never gets old. FS Academy really does take your flight sim knowledge to the next level. In fact, you'll be greeted by a real-world pilot and instructor which will guide you through a series of different training exercises, from a GA pilot all the way up to being a full airline captain. In these tutorials, you'll get real bespoke sort of instructions, and it will really feel like the pilot is right there beside you. You'll be surprised how much knowledge you'll pick up, even if you're a seasoned veteran like me, or if you're just starting out. There is definitely a training package for you. I'll have links in the description below where you can find FS Academy, and I highly recommend that you give it a go, and it's why they are sponsoring this video. Hello folks, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're in the Pimax 8Kx. This is the first ever flight that I'm going to attempt with my new system. Now, I've had a lot of comments and emails asking me, Steve, why have you not used the Pimax 8Kx yet with the RTX 4090? To be honest, it's just because of time. Like, I've got a lot of headsets now, and you know, that's a great thing, great problem to have, but it's just getting around to it. But here it is. We're going to be flying in London City in this beautiful helicopter. It's been a while since I've used the 8Kx, and you know, it's funny, now that it's strapped to my head again, I have to say the field of view in this thing is friggin' incredible. It really is. Anyway, with that being said, let's see if we can attempt to not crash, because my helicopter skills are terrible. They really are terrible. But we're going to go for a bit of a flight round London City. And what I thought we could do is, because the Pimax Crystal, well, unfortunately it's been delayed, but it is coming soon, hopefully. I thought we could recreate this flight that I'm doing right now with the Crystal and compare performance and sort of visuals and that kind of thing as well. But wow, this just looked absolutely fantastic. Over London here. This is real good weather. In fact, actually, it's quite a nice sunny day today. Very crisp. Now look at this. This is looking very, very beautiful. We're now down, but 55 frames per second. That's absolutely amazing. You know, I remember not so long ago with the 3090 needing parallel reprojections on, and you know, in an area like this, I'd be lucky to reach 25 frames per second. Now I'm getting 50-55 over London whilst recording. Now I know I've said this quite a bit, but it really feels like with the 4090 that you can finally start enjoying those high-end headsets such as the 8Kx. It's been a long time coming, and by the way, I'm also using the Pimax XR switcher, which means I'm using the OpenXR runtime, cutting out the middleman that is Steam VR. That is definitely giving me some extra performance as well. Oh, this is gorgeous. Now hopefully this is coming across okay on the VR image. You never can tell, to be honest, until after the recording. Oh, just look at this. You know what? There's no better way to enjoy VR than flying in a helicopter over a city. It's just, it makes you smile. It really makes you smile. And especially in the 8Kx with that incredible wide field of view, it does feel pretty damn amazing. Wow. Let's head to the Shard. I was in London a couple of weeks ago actually, and there was a beautiful cafe near the Shard on the Thames. I was sat there for a couple of hours just watching the world go by, and as it was getting quite dusk as well, I could see all the lights coming on the skyscrapers, and it just reminded me of The Sim. How sad is that? Although I have to say, some of the photogrammetry, well, it's taking a while to pop in. That is my internet connection, that's not The Sim. And I do appreciate that. It's quite ironic having terrible internet, considering I've got a computer that would knock the moon off its axis. You know, if you think about the 8Kx and where it's come from and where it is now, the final iteration of the 8Kx, in fact, this is probably one down from the very final version, which has the 120Hz panel. It's now a really solid headset. It performs well. The build quality is now decent. The panels are good. You get minimal warping and distortions. I think you still get it a little bit on the super wide FOV. But yeah, this is looking absolutely phenomenal here. Wow. Now, the cafe that I went to, in fact, it was a nice restaurant. I was just sat here near this bridge and I was looking out. And what I'll do is, what I'll try and do is go into a bit of a hover and look at the same sort of area that I took a picture of, and I'll put it on the screen and we can compare it. You know, I love the feeling of height in a helicopter in VR. So it's about here somewhere. I'll now overlay the same sort of shot in real life. And look at that. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That we've got to a point where comparing real life shots to the sim is getting very, very uncanny now. In fact, you may have just seen a couple of weeks ago I posted a video comparing Msfs with Burning Blue Design's latest airfield, or one of them anyway, Finland, with a real-world flight that I did there, and going back to back and comparing them, it's incredible, isn't it, how far we've actually come. But this is running really well. It's finally great to check out the 8Kx with the 13900K Stormforce computer running an Asus RTX 4090. And by the way, if you are looking at getting one of these machines, I've got a very nice discount for you that would get about £200 off a new system. So that means you could bag a high-end system like this for about £3,800. I'm not sure there's any other system out there with that spec that would be that cheap, personally. I think most of them are at least £4,000 and above. There's St. Paul's Cathedral. Do a bit of a pedal turn here. Has to be said, it's very rewarding flying helicopters when you get it right. But I'm just a bit wobbly at the moment, to be honest, guys. Any tips, please feel free to comment below. Look at the detail on that building, and that's not an Orbex, you know, point of interest or anything. That's just default Asobo and Gaia Simulations doing their thing. Yeah, it really is wonderful that we don't need parallel reprojections, which gives me 30% performance back. It's great that we've got an OpenXR runtime running, thanks to the incredible work that Matt is doing for this sim. I think that's his name. Apologies if I got it wrong. And I think really at this point the 8Kx is definitely a headset you could enjoy in Msfs with a top-end computer. It's finally coming of age, and even with the Crystal, it's not going to have this kind of level of field of view. But live weather at the moment, let's go for sort of a dusk kind of look here. Oh, that looks amazing, doesn't it? Look at that. Just there when the lights come on. Holy crap. I tell you what, even though I'm a VR veteran now and I've got a lot of hours in VR, a lot of hours, especially flying, but this kind of experience never gets old. It really doesn't. Just look at this. Now, it's worth mentioning that this video is sponsored by VRFSG. They've got a new design lens insert for the 8Kx, which I'm using for this video, testing them out. And to be honest, I don't notice that they're there, which is probably the best compliment I can give them. I don't notice that there's anything between me and those lenses, which is great. And especially in the Pimax 8Kx's case, you need to protect those lenses, or say you need glasses. I would highly recommend VRFSG. And I have a 15% discount code as well that you can use. So go grab it now while it's still available, because I don't know how long that's going to last. But whether you're using a Quest 2, Pico, 8Kx, Vario Aero, they have a full range of lens inserts, so go check them out. So please do let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on the Pimax 8Kx? Even though there is new headsets coming out, I have to say the 8Kx still holds its own, especially with new hardware. I think that's one of the issues in general with lots of VR headsets, is the hardware needs to catch up. And I think with the 4090 it's finally getting there. Well folks, I think that'll do for this video today. Thank you so much for watching as always. I've got some really very exciting things happening on the channel soon. And yeah, for now I'm going to bid you farewell. Take care. Please feel free to subscribe. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now. Absolutely friggin' gorgeous.